everyone, this week's spelling lesson is going to be on homophones. So same success learning intention that we always have, learn about spelling rules and patterns. However, with homophones, the success criteria might not necessarily be how to spell a word. The spellings can sometimes be quite easy, but it's the definitions of the words that we'll be focusing on today. Making sure that we can use them in the right context, we know the meaning of them, and we can use them appropriately. We have done homophones before, but as we discovered when we've done them in class, there are loads of homophones. So it's always good to revise it every now and then. It builds our vocabulary and find out about more homophones. So first thing I would like you to do is have a wee look at the screen just now. So homophones, it means words that have the same sound. So they will have different meanings, but they have the same sound. So on a bit of paper, in your jotter, on a whiteboard, wherever you fancy, let's make a wee mind map of all the homophones that we can think of. We've done this before, but hopefully you can add more that you have learned about to your mind map. So my examples, I've got B and B, two and two, right and right, and there and there. Right and there and there are two types of homophones that a lot of people get confused with a lot. So pause the video here, see what you can come up with on your mind map, and we'll have a wee think about that. Okay, so the first homophone that we're all going to look at as a class is your and your. I think maybe Mrs. Brodie has done this with you in class, but it's always good just to remind ourselves of the different meanings so that we're making sure that we're using them appropriately. So the first your, the Y-O-U-R spelling is a possessive pronoun. That means things that belong to you. Okay? The one with the apostrophe and the E on the end is a contracted form of you are. That means it's short for you are. The apostrophe is where there's a missing letter, so the missing letter is A from R, so we put those two words together and we put the apostrophe in its place. Some examples is that your jacket. The jacket belongs to you, so we use the possessive pronoun your. You're working so hard. That means you are working so hard, so we can use the contracted form and we can put that apostrophe in the word as well. So I've got two spelling lists this week and you can decide, it's completely up to you, what list you choose from. Some of them we have done before, or we might have come across before, but I've been noticing maybe just in the work that you've been submitting or work that we did before the holidays that there are still common mistakes with some of them. So the first list is the medium list. So we have got here, here, made and made, missed and missed, where and where, your and your. Let's go through and find out the meanings for each of these words. So the first here is to do with sounds, and I've underlined the word ear, which is inside the word here. So that's a way that I remember how to spell that type of hear, the sounds that you can hear with your ears. That's the way that we would spell it. The next here is a location. So the H-E-R-E is the location, where something is. The first made there is a worker, it's a job. The second made is to make something. The first missed is if you failed to do or get something. I missed the bus, I missed the deadline, we failed to do something in the time given to us. The second missed there is fog, so sort of a weather type there. The first where is a location, and I've underlined the here inside the word where, linking it back to location. So where are you going? Where have you been? It's asking about a location. The second wear is the clothing that we wear. So what are you wearing? I was wearing jeans. That's the type of spelling that we would use, the E-A-R spelling at the end there. And then your and your we've already gone over. So the first your is the pronoun, things that belong to you, and the second your is the contracted form of you are. So if those words are something that you want to do this week, you can pause the video here, have a wee look at them. The tasks for today are at the very end of the video, so you might need to skip ahead to see what the tasks are. I'm now going to go on to the hot spelling list this week. So the first homophones we have are allowed and allowed. This one is a very common spelling mistake that I see in writing. So the first allowed there means if we are being able to do something. I am allowed to go to the shops, I am allowed to do my work today. So that would be how we spell that one. The second allowed means doing something out loud. So if I asked you to read aloud to the class, you would be standing in front of the class reading out loud. So be really careful with those. I have seen that one being used incorrectly in the past, so make sure that's a focus for you. You'll notice in the word allowed, I have underlined the word loud, so that might remind you that it's something out loud, like a sound or speaking out loud. The second set of homophones, we've got muscle and muscle. The first muscle there is parts of the body, and the second muscle is a sea creature that has a shell. So we're probably using the first one more often, unless obviously we're talking about eating and foods and sea creatures and things. The next pair of homophones, we've got time and time. The first one is obviously hours, minutes, years, that sort of thing. And the second time is a herb that is used in cooking, so you might even have some thyme in the house, or you've maybe used it before or had it in your food before. We now have piece and piece. The first piece is a small part of something, a piece of cake, a piece of paper. That would be the spelling we use for those. And the second piece means no wars, no fighting, everything is good. And then we have year and year, which we've already gone over. So the first year is the pronoun, and the second year is the contracted you are. So you can decide what list you want to do today. You can decide if you want to do hot or if you want to do medium. The tasks for today, just as usual, I would like you to copy your words 3 times, and please make sure you are double checking the spelling is accurate. And then the second task, I would like you to copy my definition, or you can find your own definition. You can look up a dictionary online, or if you've got a dictionary in the house, find a definition for each word and write it down on a piece of paper, on your jotter, whatever you fancy. That is the task for today. Well done guys, I will speak to you later.